What is up, YouTube? As promised from some recent discussions, I'm gonna do the history video here. Thought this would be a cool angle, give you guys some kind of footage. I'm leaning up against the outside wall of the building. I could get even closer to lane 12, but it's a little tight. Warning up front, it's gonna be wordy and long because there's a lot to tell. I was gonna try to kind of separate it, but maybe I shouldn't. You know, like talk about me, work, when I bowled forever, many years ago at this point. We'll just go with it, but grab some popcorn because it's probably going to be a pretty long talky video. Or if you prefer, you could grab a vomit bag, grab and listen to my voice for God only knows how long this is going to be. But let's start with the machines, I guess. These are 12 Otis made field converted A2s. I'll get to the Otis and field converted stuff as we go. The first 8 lanes, see if I can get the gearbox number maybe through this guard. Maybe, kind of. It's 3473. Sorry, this is upside down, but the rake cam with focus. April 30th of 1956. The first 8 lanes here, they're sold. We don't have an exact date for them. If you look up the Brunswick serial number installation time sheet, it says early 1957 for the first 5,000 or so machines. Obviously, there were some changes over the years to them. They're converted. They were originally Model A's or A's. There are no A1s. That's a fucking steak sauce, people. A1s don't exist. There's A's, jetbacks, and A2s, and these are field converted A2s. You can see the little modification on the kickbacks for the frame. They sit a little bit different. The cushion assembly is different. The lift rod assembly is different. But these are fully converted. They have accelerators to send the balls back. The main things of note with any kind of conversion on A's, it's usually for the quick rake drop. The A's did not drop the rake until the gearbox cycled, so dropping the rake from the ball impact through the shotgun right there is also, in addition, eliminated a lot of deadwood calls that you don't have really any reason for. They were sped up. These are still running full A2 speed. Most centers do not. At some point, I would like to slow them down a little bit. I'm not big on going crazy slow with them. The machine's got to run. Excuse me. And I was thinking maybe going to jetbacks. I know Rob had some pulleys. He's been busy as hell over at Garage Bowling Alley with his center and everything. And knee surgery. But yeah, these are all except for lane 3. All the gearboxes are sequential from 3273 to 3280 on the first 8. Lane 3 is in the 3300s, I think. Maybe it failed early. Maybe it was just mixed in. I really don't know. Show you guys. Hopefully you guys could see. It's like 3331 or something like that. Like I said, early 1957 install. I have more information on the last 4. They were added. We'll get into that. But yeah, these have been in place and running for almost 70 years, coming up on it, and so far I've had 1 call. I don't know. People say they have to go to strings because they can't keep them running. They don't really ask for much, honestly. They don't. It's a money thing. I'm not going to start ranting. That'll be a separate one. I was thinking of breaking this up. I know it's going to be long and wordy, and I apologize, but I don't want to be that guy and have to break it up and, oh, come back, more views. It's a sales pitch on YouTube anymore. I just want to get some information out to people. So that's a little bit of the history. I mentioned they were Otis-made machines. There's some tells for that, especially these early ones. You can tell by serial numbers. Like these, you normally have your plate on the cross conveyor back here. You can see 3277. It's upside down, but they didn't even have the plate on these machines yet on the cross conveyor. It's on the jack shaft. That one has a guard. This one has a guard. I'll find you one, don't worry. Hang on. We'll go between an even machine, yeah. In here, on the 10-pin side jack shaft, it is dark, I apologize. Hey, let's light it up. I have a flash, huh? There you go. That's where those tags hide on the very, very early machines like these. So I'll mingle in a little of the Sloc's history. This was, I've seen pictures, it's awesome. I'll get into that also. It was an 8-lane center. It opened in 1939 with 8 lanes, pin boys. And then I believe the bar was purchased by, it would be the second generation. The owner now, his grandparents, own the property. It was a gas station, I believe. I'm not sure of this date, but I heard 1915 it opened. And it explains, if you know the building, it explains the shape of the odd parking out front. The area that we're in right now was a garage. You can see the floor slopes like towards a drain area. And outside you can see where the bay windows were. It's pretty cool. So they made it a bowling center in 1939. Mr. Slocum, as we called him, the current owner's dad, who passed away sadly while I was away, and it really pisses me off because I loved him. I really did. We got along very well. He ended up taking over, and he bought the bar, I believe, in 1955. And the last 4 lanes were added. He actually, when I saw the pictures, as I was mentioning, he came in one day with just like some paper and stuff, and he said, "John," and I said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Slocum." He said, "I have some things that I think you might like to see." I said, "Oh, okay." And it was the bill of sale for these 4 machines from Brunswick, February of 1958. They were $5,000 a piece. I will never forget looking at that. That was one of the coolest things I have ever seen in my life. For a nerd like me. So yeah, these are a little bit newer. There's some changes, blah, blah, blah. But basically they're the same. Some light in here for you. There you go. These are a little more of a hodgepodge. They're all around 23,000. Lane 12 is like 20,000. For the Brunswick guys, yes, these are the dreaded ones with 1 rate stop, which I don't like, but it is what it is. Rear-facing electrical panels, I didn't show that. That's a sign of very, very old machines, where your panels face front, like these do. I'll climb up here. My legs. Yeah, as you can see, these first 8, they all face forward. That's a sign of some old machines. These were all made by the Otis Elevator Company. The first roughly 25,000 were. We just kind of made it in the end there with the last 4. The story goes, Brunswick was making the pin setters, and the design and everything was ready, and they were selling like crazy, and they worked out a deal with Otis to manufacture the pin setters for them until their plant in Muskegon was ready. I can show that also. I'll just sit down here. It's easier to get to the tab, but so yeah, the first 25,000 or so Brunswicks were made by the Otis Elevator Company. How true or not this is, I don't know. I heard it was excess metal from the Korean War, which is why the Otis machines are so green and military looking. But if you look here at the bottom, it's kind of chewed up, and I apologize. You see that they were made in Chicago. Brunswick's plant was in Muskegon, Michigan, and it wasn't ready in time, so they worked a deal with Otis. And then eventually after that, the production moved there, and jetback conversions came along, and factory A2, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to sit for a minute. I'm sorry. My legs are dying here. Let's see, what else? So yeah, we went to 12 lanes here. You could see, you could see the wall down there. Just went to 12 lanes in 1958. I absolutely loved seeing the bill of sale for that when Mr. Slocum brought that in, and here we are. The synthetics, I call them armor plate, I don't know, the original anvil lane, whatever. They're still here from 1983. That was kind of a big year. Got the old Brunswick AS scoring, the Brunswick 2000 makeover, and all that stuff, the synthetics. They went to underground returns, and I believe, I was only 2 years old. three probably. But yeah, here we are. I don't like to cross promote and send people searching and all that, but I did a tour of Sloc's many years ago, and I went over some of the same information. So if you guys are interested, you can check that out too. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too specific into the machine and stuff for people that aren't really familiar with them. I mentioned to them also, my retro speedrunning buddies, that I would make this partially due to them, but you know, I threw it out there, and there's a lot of new people that don't know me or many of these stories if they haven't watched through all the old shit. And I don't blame them. I mean, there was an 11-year gap. I totally get it. Excuse me. So yeah, here we sit. I started here in 2009, and I worked here till just late November of 2014 when I got sick. I'll get into that. And I've been back since it's been late April, so about 8 months I've been back. Welcomed back with open arms. My story, as far as bowling goes, was it's kind of funny how people get into things. There's really a lot of people in my family love bowling. They bowled league, but there was nobody really competitive. Nobody really good at bowling. I got into it. My first league was when I was 6 years old. I was kind of limited on options. I had asthma as a child, so I couldn't run. I had terrible allergies, so I liked being indoors. And it's like, what do you do for a hobby or activity? I went bowling once as a kid, and I loved it. So I was like, let's go bowling. I joined the league, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, I bowled also until the end of 2015, or 2014, excuse me. Let's see. I don't talk about my bowling a ton, but I was in the area. I was one of the better bowlers. I still consider myself a house hack. I wasn't good enough to go on tour. I shot like 660 at Nationals once, and it was amazing. Yeah, I averaged, the first year I averaged 200. I was 16. I kind of had that burst. In my mid-teens, I got some coaching and kind of learned the game, and it was all I really did. Bowling, and then my video game nerd buddies that know me, it was bowling or video games. That was it. Arcade, bowling alley, or games at home. Excuse me. So, my little claim to fame was my first 300 game that I shot. I was 17 years old. It was at Colonial where I used to work. I'll get into that. And it was the first in this area by a junior. No, never, none sanctioned at the time. It was ABC and YABA. None were sanctioned until mine, so that was kind of my little 15 minutes of fame. As it stands, as of I haven't touched the ball since the end of November in 2014. I was averaging 232 when I stopped. I have 23 total 300 games and 6 800s. My highest game right here at Sloc's down on 1 and 2. I shot 858. I shot 279, 279, 300. I left a half 10 on lane 1, which is fitting because lane 1 is the tightest in the building by an arrow at least, if not more. And I moved on lane 2 after a high flush shot, and I didn't move enough in 4-pin. And all the rest were strikes. I threw the back 20 with that 300 because it was in the third frame. I was always told the house record here was 866 on 1 and 2. So as far as I knew, it was the second highest I'd ever bowled here. And in the past 10 to 11 years, it's been tied like 6 times, I think. So if it's not true about the 866, I'm tied for the house record, and I shot it first. If it is, then I'm the first runner-up. And that's about it for my bowling. Like I said, how I really got into it, I've told this story, I know. I'll never forget, it was the summer of 1987. I was 7 years old. I was sitting on the living room floor watching the PBA on ESPN. The summer tour was always on ESPN. And I watched the 1987 Greater Buffalo Open. I still have it to this day on VHS. I watched Mark Roth shoot 299, threw up to half 10 pin on the 12th shot, and that was it. Whoa, Jesus Christ almighty, incoming. Easy there, killer. There you go. Yeah, I watched him shoot 299, and I'll never forget it to this day. 7-year-old me sitting on the carpet just watching that. I said, that was the absolute coolest thing I have ever seen in my life, and I want to be able to do that one day. Well, here we are 28 years later, and I surpassed it many times, and it's kind of surreal. I met Mark Roth. He was a friend of a friend, and before he passed, many years ago, we're talking probably close to 20 years ago at this point, I'll never forget just hanging out with him and telling him that story. I told it to his wife shortly after he passed, and he was such a cool dude. I'll never ever forget just hanging out with him and the stories. And one photographic memory spot I have was at Colonial by the ladies' room down by 33 and 34. If anybody remembers Colonial, you know exactly where I'm talking about. Up against the pro shop window was a ball rack, and I'll never forget sitting there for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes with Mark Ross, smoking cigarettes with him, and just talking. It was literally heaven on earth. I think the only bigger natural high I ever had was when I shot the 300 games, the first one, honestly. Yeah, that's been in my mind for all these years. That's what always kept me going as a bowler. So more about work me. I was always curious, what the fuck goes on behind the masking unit? It's got to be really cool. And I used to bug my mom, like, please get somebody to show me. And I was 8 years old, and my mom talked to one of the mechanics, and she's like, look, he might be a little nosy kid, he might be ADHD, but he's good. He'll listen to whatever you say. He won't touch anything, blah, blah, blah. He might ask you a million questions, but I'll never forget going down back where I bowled as a little kid and seeing those Brunswicks for the first time. At 8 years old, I said, this is what I want to do. There's no question in my mind. I want to learn how these work, and I want to work on these. That was it. That 7 or 8 year old range, man. It kind of locked in, I'll tell you, because since that day, that was all I wanted to learn. And then I wanted to see other types. So I used to bowl Colonial for years. I finally saw the back with my buddy, my best friend growing up. His father was the general manager. And they took me back when I was about 15 for my birthday. And I saw 8270s for the first time. It was a 64 lane house, split into 2 sides, 32 lanes on each. And I went back there and I saw the rolling carpet and I saw the distributor feeding pins, and I'm like, dude, I want to learn these. Fuck Brunswick, the hell with them, I want to learn these. And, knowing who I did and being there all the time, it was basically like, well, we know you show up. Here you go, have a job. So on my 18th birthday was my first official night of work. The mechanics used to sneak me back there before that, of course. So I wasn't completely blind going in. Very wet behind the ears, but not totally blind. And, I worked there for 11 years. 64 lanes of 8270s, you'll learn, and you're going to learn quick because there's a lot. Especially with that many machines. And excuse me, eventually everything went south. And the general manager's hands were tied. And me maintaining 2 oiling machines, I got the second one. They took it for parts. I just fixed it so we wouldn't have to lug the machine across 2 sides. So we had 2 of them. Doing that and all their PC/IT work and maintaining their scoring system wasn't enough work for $13 an hour. Unfortunately, so it's like, yeah, whatever. And me being a spiteful type and hating money with the passion, I said, you know what? I know what's coming, and you're not laying me off. I quit and walked out the door. No 2 weeks, no nothing. And I met Chip probably close to 25 years ago at this point. And when I came in, I believe he bowled the tournament, and we had problems with the oiling machine after. He was hanging out. He was good friends with the general manager at Colonial, my old boss. And I believe he was just hanging out having drinks and saw me. I was doing the lanes by hand. And he said, I knew who he was. I never spoke to him in my life. And he asked me, he said, excuse me, what's your name? Are you doing those lanes by hand? And I said, yes, sir. I said, you own Slocums. You're like a celebrity. I'm John, blah, blah, blah. That was how I met my boss. Because he said, holy Christ, you're doing fucking lanes by hand? You gotta come work at my place. And then he found out my ties with the general manager, and he would not take a worker away from a friend. But I came in a Monday morning right after and said, he was, the Monday morning women were bowling, and I came in, there was coffee and donuts and stuff out for them. Oh, Johnny, what's up? What's going on? You want a coffee? Help yourself? And I said, Chip, I got to talk to you. And he said, okay. In the bar or something good? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And all I said to him is, Chip, it's time. I'm free. Everything fell through. Marty couldn't do anything. If you want me, here I am. And that was the next 6 years of my life, from early 2009 or mid 2009 until I got sick in the end of 2014. Go down my lane 12, I'll give you a different view. Another little close up. Yeah. And I worked here And November of 2015, everything went to shit. I have, I was finally diagnosed some years later with fibromyalgia, like really severe, like one of the worst cases ever, my case manager told me. One of, if not the worst case ever, so I'm oversensitive to everything. I'm always feeling pain when there's really nothing too badly wrong, apparently. I mean, health-wise, I'm pretty solid. My blood work always comes back good, but my body's just, it's half of what it was, maybe. I can't lift. So far, I was able to run the lanes with the oiling machine because it moves, it rolls pretty easily, which I never thought I would do, so I'm happy with that. And I'm back. When I came back, I told Chip, I said, I have my brain in my hands. I'll give you everything I'm worth. I don't know what my body's worth, but here I am. And that was 8 months ago. I still have it. Can't find a doctor worth a shit. Most people don't believe you. If you don't know what it is, just look it up. It's a neurological disorder. Probably in the brain, because my brain is completely fucked up. I mean, depression, anxiety, all that shit. I've been dealing with that for 30 years. Sorry if it's a little morbid, but I'm keeping it real. And when I wasn't here, it was 10 years of every day. How do I not kill myself today and just get myself out of this misery? I mean, that's honestly blunt. Maybe a little blunt, but that's really where I was at in life. And at least I have this now. I have my Boeing family and the workers here, which is great. And it's helped my mental health, I'll tell you that. I mean, my body can come back a little bit, definitely, but I'm half of what I was. I can't get around. I walk like Quasimodo, just hunched over, kind of shuffling my feet. But I mean, my arm strength is still pretty good, thank God, and I can climb up the machine relatively well. You know, a lot of shit you don't even have to climb up for, a spinning ball or something. Okay, here's the ball. Oh, it's spinning. Okay, here you go. Fixed. Because a lot of those, 95% of the stuff we get here is just stupid. It's stupid calls. A turret wire, it's a little loose and it doesn't hit the index lever. I had that last night, bent the wire. Not a single call since. It's just, you know, and that gets the whole string thing. It's not bowling to me. It never will be. And it takes so much neglect for these machines to get in bad condition. They really don't ask for much, guys, honestly. 8270s also, I mean, they're a little more fickle with the distributor and stuff, but a lot of it is just common sense. If you're mechanically inclined, you can see what's going on. And it just kills me. I'm adamantly against that. I really am. Like I said, I don't want to get too crazy into a rant video, but a little more about here. I'm down back where the pro shop is, which is really cool. Obviously, being a higher caliber bowler, I know about bowling balls and layouts and blah blah blah, surfaces. I used to do pretty much all my own ball work. I didn't drill. I've used a drill press a million times. I'm starting to drill some balls. My anxiety is absolutely terrible with it. Everything's gone fine. I haven't had a problem, but we're working on that. I really enjoy the pro shop work also, you know. Just cleaning balls up, getting the oil out of them. I used to soak them in the sink years ago before we had the oven. People still ask for it, and I do it for them. You know, and simple things like changing grips, blah blah blah. It's fun though. Repairing balls, slugging, cutting, refinishing, that kind of stuff. It's a perfect match for me. Those are two things I probably really enjoy the most, and I feel I'm the most useful at. I'm a computer nerd. There you go. There's the spinner. There you go. I didn't even get to touch it. Okay? It's inserts, dude. I'm telling you. It's as stupid as it seems. So you see what I mean? Just keep your eyes open. That's all. Very simple. And I guess that's about it. I'm trying to think of Anything else? Love computers, electronics. I'm good with that, not just mechanical stuff. I was a league secretary for years. I love doing like league paperwork and stuff like that. The scoring system, Celtronics, been here forever. Since like 2000-ish, when the grill was added. I didn't mention that in the Sloc history. Around 2000, I believe. So the scoring's about 25 years old, and it was the same I had when I was here, so I'm familiar with everything. It's great. Really not much has changed here in 10 years, which is wild, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's a good system here, and the place does very well, so. Let's see what else. Yeah, the grill, that was, like I said, around 2000. The scoring, the masking units went in around then. I remember this before everything, vaguely, but I was pretty young. I was born in 1980, so I'm 45. April baby, April 7th. There's about a zillion of us April babies. My best friend, one of my best friends growing up, was exactly a year older than me. He was born April 7th of 79, which is pretty cool. I remember, I asked him, I knew him for a long time, and I said, dude, when's your birthday? I never, you know. He goes, April 7th. I go, shut the fuck up. Stop trying to be funny. He goes, no, dude, ask Mama. She'll tell you. I'm like, all right, I will. I went and asked his mother. And, yeah. I don't know what else to say about me. I'm a mess. I'm very boring. Bowling and video games and just sitting around on the computer has been my life forever. I could do this again, the YouTube videos, which is really cool. I love it. And, yeah, that's about it. League should be winding up pretty soon. It's only a 3-man team. There should be a no last game. Try to get some footage from here, maybe. Or 1 and 2 might be done. Let's see, lane 3. Yeah, I kind of live around video games, retro games, you know, 80s and 90s stuff. When I'm not here, NES, I'm pretty good with NES games. I know a lot of goofy shit. And I guess that's about it. I mentioned I probably can't do this from work as much as I would like to. I don't think I have a good enough connection, but I'd like to do a live stream. Like, you know, I don't do this shit for views or anything. I literally, all right, you know what? Let's talk YouTube a little bit. I did want to bring this up. I'll be an open book, okay? I am poor, extremely poor, because they've denied my disability 5 times in the past 11 years. So I live at home with my mother, who also has this, as well as thyroid disease, cholesterol, blah 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 blah, etc. We live on $2,000 a month. We live on her disability check. Many years of 1 meal a day. I'm not crying for it. It's just how it is. And it's fine because I don't want money. I don't. Money, I see what money does to people, and I want no part of it. Ever. It's one of the few reasons I'm here. I would make Chip $1 billion if I could, because he's somebody who fucking gives a shit. And gives back and helps people. So, as far as YouTube goes, you know, back in the day, when I was healthy, I gotta sit again, I'm sorry. I was working 50 hours plus a week at times, and, you know, I just thought maybe YouTube is like a side gig, and I could cut a few hours out and just not work so crazy. Okay? I was a Twitch partner back in 2012, I believe. Maybe 2011. I should talk about the origin and everything too, how we got here YouTube-wise. Anyway, blah blah blah. They sent me an email. Not enough content, blah 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 blah. Your partnership is terminated in 2018. So either 6 or 7 years, okay? Now granted, I didn't load up ads and I didn't try to sell shit and make money like these people do. Oh, drop a comment in the middle of a recorded video so I know what you think. Will this happen? Just stop the bullshit, guys, please. Anyway, I got 2 checks from Google in either 6 or 7 years. My total was $204. I got a check for $105 and a check for $95. That's not supplementing anything. So now I turn ads down as much as I can. That's like pity money. That's not doing anything. I mean, what does that average? Just say $210. It averages out to $30 a year. And they're forcing you to do content? Forced content's not cool. You do content because you want to, because you care, because you give a shit. Maybe you want to help somebody. A lot of how-tos, and that's really cool. Why did I make the video last night? Was it to pad my empty pocket? No. It was because a friend of mine said, "Hey, I'm having an issue. Do you have any ideas?" I said, "Yes, let's do it." So I'm gonna. Sorry, I don't mean to be bitter sounding or anything. It's just it's ridiculous. Kind of how this channel came to be. I started it with some of my bowling. Like, if you look through the old videos, there's some cool shit. I made a 710 on tape. I never in my life thought I would do that. I actually did. I thought if anything goes viral, that would, right? There's not that, back in that day, when was it, 2011 probably? Weren't that many videos of 710s on YouTube. No. But anyway, I started out just like, it was going to be about me, like that, maybe some games, because I do like video games. I'm a nerd, what do you want? And then it was like, well, hey, you know, I'm going to show some machine shit. The machines are really cool. I'm totally about my job. I'm totally married to it, you know. And video was kind of in its infancy then. There were some videos showing machines running 70s and A2s, blah, blah, blah. Not much, though. And definitely nothing in the route of how does this work. If the machine is doing this, what do you do? Not anything really helpful. So initially, I mean, I was, like I said, I had some basics about A2s. I knew, you know, one motor, a gearbox, a detector, 4 to 1, 2 to 1, 1 to 1. That was it. I mean, very, very basics. Reminds me, I had a comment on the video. It might have been the basic calls and stops, which I linked the other night, which is my highest viewed video ever. Surprise, surprise, because there wasn't content for that out there. Anyway, somebody mentioned like, oh, you're telling people how to clear a 90 stop just to pull up on the cycle solenoid or reset it? I'm like, yes, because you know what? When I used to bowl here, I'll never forget. I had a 90 stop on lane 1, and I had no fucking clue what to do. And I said, chip. And I just let him know. He said, oh, this is no big deal. You can just hit the reset button. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Thank you. I knew from your own. Not everybody knows everything. Break it down. Not for the stupid people, for the new people that need help from those who have been around it more. So around that time, I just figured, you know what? I'm just going to record some stuff. Maybe explain some of the stuff. I'll have some video to look back on. I want to learn these things. I decided I was in. I could have gotten out and done something. Or I could come here to a place that I love for practically a family member and work for him and learn A2s, or, like I said, get out. And it wasn't an option. I'm not a blue-collar guy. I can't be a phony. I can't kiss ass just to kiss ass. I'm me. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. You don't have enough money in the world to make me not be myself. Ever. Ever. And I can be me here. So the channel kind of started around that premise. I love bowling. I was bowling. There was some bowling content. And like I said, really, the machines was my thing. So, you know, I wanted to put some content up, just if nothing else, so that I could watch it. Get more familiar. I was reading the A2 manual constantly, every day, trying to understand something. Ray, who's worked here, that's another good story. These machines, in almost 70 years, have only been worked on by one family, as far as the strict mechanic goes, and that's Ray. His father worked here since they were new, and Ray, he sadly passed many years ago. I never got to meet Ray's father, and Ray has worked here since, my God, probably the 70s, I would think, so going on 50 years. We have call logs or repair logs from 1970 I saw at one point with Ray's father's initials on them. You know, and other than that, the only ones who do any kind of work back here really, aside from just clearing a simple call, is me and Chip. You know, and stuff that we don't know or we would need, we ask Ray. And I that's another man, I can't give enough love or praise to Ray. You know, I talked to Chip, I'm like, this is a problem, Chip. And he's like, no, it's not. He goes, you're going to love these things. I promise you are going to learn these things like you wouldn't believe. They're just so easy. And I said, all right, Chipper, I trust you, but I'm nervous. He said, no, I understand that. And he spoke to Ray, and Ray said, absolutely, I'll help him. And I came in on a couple of Wednesdays when Ray is here before work, before I even started working here, just trying to get familiar. And, you know, Ray, literally like another family member, honestly. I can't praise the man enough. I really can't. Anything I ask for sake, let's do it. I remember the detector on lane 2 that is different than all the other ones. I could show that. A little more in-depth nerdy stuff for people that know Brunswick stuff. It's like the standing pin selector where you change it to second ball with. Has the little post standing up on lane 1, one of the old gearboxes. Right here. Old machines have that. This detector we replaced, you can notice it's not right here. It goes second ball. See how I push forward, second ball. We replaced that detector simply because it was worn and the outer range cycle was kind of iffy. It worked, I'm not saying it didn't, but I told Ray about it. He's like, Johnny, you want to change the detector? Let's go. You know, and for somebody who's done it for so many years, and he doesn't just work here, he works at other centers, for doing that for so many years, for so many centers, you know, how repetitious it is, and he would do it in the drop of a hat to show me. I cannot praise him enough. We did some side jobs together. We installed a single lane out in Lancaster, PA, which we spoke about when I came back and saw Ray finally. He said he never got a call from that man after we installed it, ever. The story of that was pretty cool. This was 2010, I believe. We were at Ed Fox, EBN Ed. Super guy, another really cool guy. I helped pull some things from him when Penn Bowl closed down in I want to say Pennsbury, it's not Pennsville. And we took, you know, whatever we could get from there to save some of the things. It was closed for years and flooded. It was horrible. I have pictures. It's very sad. I bowled there as a junior in a travel league. But anyway, we were at Ed's, either just hanging out, or it might have been when Ed does this, he used to do his food fest. I'm not sure if he still does. I haven't seen Ed. We've spoken to him. Another great guy in the industry. And there was pin setters from another closed center in his parking lot. He had a bunch on pallets inside. He just didn't have enough room. We took a machine. It was an older A. I think it was in the 29,000s. Not Otis, but a machine that he said was sitting out there 6 or 7 years in the rain and elements and everything, and we rebuilt it. All the rust off, painted everything, went through everything. I used to go there early Saturday mornings. I was off on Saturday and stay there, you know, 6 hours or so, maybe a little more with Ray. And what a blast that was. I'll never forget when he asked me, because he said, I got a question for you, John, because you're probably the only motherfucker crazy enough that would actually want to do this. You want to rebuild a machine with me and install it? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go, dude. So that was an absolute blast. That helped a lot, seeing everything really torn down. We rebuilt everything. The machine was a disaster mechanically, aside from being outside, but It looked great when we installed it. He said it ran smooth as silk, and we never heard from the guy. Not even for like, hey, I got a deck jam, I don't know what the fuck to do. Anything like that. And I'll never forget that. We stayed at Ray's sister's house overnight. We had dinner there. Like I said, family oriented, and he's another one that is like family to me. There was never an issue, never a fight, never a no, you know. Anything that I needed or asked, just my mom has said it for years, and she said it best. You can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends. And I say you can choose your second family, because really, that's what it amounts to for me. Yeah, Ray, I don't want to dox Ray either, but this is just things that I was involved with, and he's still here every week, and anything that we need help with, boom, on the spot. He's just, he's amazing. And the week is wrapping up, I think. I don't have much more machine footage to show you, I don't think. But yeah, that's kind of the roots of everything. And like I said, I don't want anybody to take this as me being this Ace Brunswick. I'm not. I'm a guy. I'm a guy that was blessed with a good brain. I get it. I'm smart, and that's probably why there's all these other fucking problems with fibro and anxiety, depression, autism maybe. I don't know, but I've learned with a lot of high intelligence people that issues do come along with it. You know, and I'm not saying to talk down. It is what it is. I had 127 IQ when I was in the 9th grade. They checked me in school because they didn't like that I was flunking out because I did not agree with the mold they were trying to put me in. Not because I was stupid, but this is what I want to do. And school is not helping that. I'm sorry, it's just not. Nor is college, which I couldn't afford. And here I am. Living the dream, right? It is for me, as wild as that seems. But you know, back to that point, like I said, I'm a guy with a brain. I have friends that have more experience than me. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to read a manual. I'm not afraid to look around and get into things. I can usually see how things work. If you're mechanically inclined, you know exactly what I mean. You can just see how things work. Some people just don't have that type of brain, though. And I understand that as well. But, you know, that's kind of my tale. Like I was saying the other day, I'm comfortable around these machines. I do. I feel I can keep these machines running if I need to. If there's any really heavy lifting, you know, like a motor or something, I can't do that. I couldn't do that when I was healthy. It's too heavy. But, you know, I'll tell you it's the motor, for sure. And if you can get it up there, I can bolt it up and wire it, blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I'm not coming off as a Brunswick guru or a professional. I'm just a guy who loves machinery. I have a good brain for mechanics and electronics, and that's about it. I figure things out as I go. I don't have all the answers. I don't know every part of this machine. I know the major assemblies, what controls what, and where to look. That's the basic tale. If anything, I know 70s way better. I'm way more comfortable on that setup. I had 64 of them that they didn't run terrible, but they didn't run amazing when I was there. There was room for improvement. And being around 64 of those for 11 years, I know AMF's way better. I'm way more comfortable with that. But I don't have that fear when I'm here anymore, because the engineering on these machines is just, it's a work of art. They're beautiful machines. They're engineered so well. Like I said, you know, learn the basics. You know, your detector controls what happens. It's the brain. Do the scissors close? Does the deck shift? Is this blocked out? Does the rake sweep here? Does it not? That's all the detector. You know, the 2 to 1 is your deck. The 4 to 1 is your sweep. Sweeping of the rakes. Sweep. See, I told you, AMF guy. I know. It was good times. Getting all the ball busting from my friends. Going, "What fucking mashers are you, huh? Betraying us?" And I'd like to get back on 70s in some capacity at some point. I had the 32 lanes at the last center. I took care. I gave up on the others. I was just too much. I couldn't do it. I did the math, and this was counting out of ranges, or god damn it, off spots. Out of ranges are here on Brunswick's. counting off spots and that kind of shit, which really aren't calls. The machines are doing what they're supposed to. I ran, did the math, and it was 2,100 frames to stop. I haven't done the math here, but like tonight, I had one call. I had a ball spinning on 4. The one that we caught on camera on 3. That would have come back. It wouldn't have been called back. That's about average. One call a night. And I can live with that. And at that, it was a stupid call. It was a ball spinning. That's all we get. A ball spinning here and there, or a setup from pin sliding over. You know, they're not that bad, guys. Just don't be so scared. Learn your safety procedures. Pull the fucking plug. Take 10 seconds. If you physically break the connection, it cannot power on. You know, and just watch like your bazooka area that's under spring pressure. You know, just be safe, but don't be afraid to look around. The way that these were engineered, my God, and you know, 70 years ago almost, we had this technology. It boggles my mind, and that fact alone, that we had this 70 fucking years ago, is what keeps me going. How fucking cool is that? These machines have been here in this spot for almost 70 years, and they still run this good. Meanwhile, the new plastic machines, it's nothing but trouble. I hear like so many problems. New machines shouldn't have any problems at all. I'm sorry. And the strings, don't even fucking get me started, please. It's not bowling. It never will be. I can't go to the pro shop because I have the radio on and YouTube. That's apparently like a felony or something. First few some blue here. You guys in the industry know. You know where that's from. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. There's other blue. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. 51 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I truly apologize. You guys are probably going to need the vomit bags instead of the popcorn for listening to me for this long. Jesus Christ. But it's good. It's a good info dump. Ask any questions you want, as always, guys. I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide. I literally told you my financials on stream, and I swear to God that's the truth. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. I think lying and money are the 2 worst things in the world, in life. You do away with both of them, the world would be damn near perfect, in my opinion. Alright, I guess I'll wrap this up, head up front, see what's going on. Again, I apologize for the length, but if you have any questions, ask me. And like I said, I want to try to do a live stream just to hang out. That's my thing, man. I like to do nothing with good friends. If you do nothing, you have a blast. And that was the thing here, always. If it was quiet, you were with family. It was fun. We didn't have to do anything. We could fart around and play splits, like throw a light ball and then have to shoot it with your real ball. You know, throw a 6-pounder to leave some crazy split. We used to do that. Just stupid things to have fun with. Figures they throw a shot after I walk away. Assholes. God damn it. Thank God this wasn't an hour at least. This is longer than I expected, but let's go with it. And like I said, I would like to do a live stream, just hang out. You know, like Q&A, I don't care. Ask me anything. Machine problems, whatever. I would like to do that on stream so I can show you on the machines, but with my signal back here, I don't think I'll be able to. But that'll be, I'll have to try to find a time that's convenient for the most people. Or maybe do 2 of them. Who fucking cares? I mean, if I'm not here doing work, I don't do anything, and quite intentionally, I like having no plans and being available, open, whatever. And, yeah, I can't really think of much else to say. We really went through a lot of stuff. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to get too close to the pro shop, because I know the radio's loud and there's no machines running. So, pins, can't wait. Yeah, somebody asked a question. I could go over that real quick. These pins are at least 4 years old. I saw 21 on most of the boxes, and there were some that had 23, which were fillings. Like that, August 3rd of 23. But you could see some of them, of course, none that are going to be handy, right? they scalp like crazy. I know it's terrible. Find one at least, because there's some that are mixed in here. I can't find one. You guys know the logo, the old one with the USB-C before they changed it to just the star, like that. These are at least 5 years old. I think 2020 these stopped, or 2021. These we got 2021, like right after they changed it. So that's the story with the pins. They are old, but we rotate them, get more out of them than most places. It's an old school setter. Nobody rotates pins anymore. They just throw them in and whatever, spend the money some places every year, just get new pins. So those are coming. I don't know when they're coming, but that'll be a thing. I love new pins. I love new pins. I'm like a fucking kid in a candy store. Just that sound. They are loud back here, but oh my god, it sounds good. So yeah, pins coming. I could do some stuff on that. Of course, anything, like I said, I know I'm rambling at this point and not giving any info, but anybody who's still here, God bless you. Jesus Christ. I guess that's about it. Just, pin videos, live streams, like I said. I think those would be fun. And like always, any questions or comments or video requests, hit me up. I'll be glad to. If I can help, I'm down. Let's do it. And I don't want this to turn into like every other YouTube channel has. It's so phony and forced and to their format, so you maximize views. Just stop it, please, for the love of Christ. Just fucking stop. Use the channel. Be yourself. If the views are bad, so what? It's not the end of the world, you know. Don't degrade your quality and what your viewers see because of a format that should make you more money. It's just, everything is so forced, and I see what money does to these people when they do get big on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, I hope I never do. I like my little channel. I have 1,100 people subbed to this channel, which is fucking mind-boggling. Never in my life did I think 1,100 people would think it's cool enough to say, hey, let me sub to this guy and see what he does. It's wild. I'm a regular dude, and that's what I mean too. Like, any regular dude can be a high-level bowler. Just bowl all the time like I did. I was blessed to have a hookup at the bowling alley, so I didn't have to pay. I would help them out and work off the clock, and that would help pay for my bowling. I was never charged to bowl for a game here ever that I remember. You know, that it's an important hookup, but if you bowl all the time, as terrible as my form was, it works. If you do it a billion fucking times, the muscle memory, it's free, it's automatic. That's the secret. And I mean, it's the same with these machines. I am, like I said, no Brunswick guru. I'm not this fucking superstar. I like to think. I like to use my brain. I like to figure things out. And, yeah, I guess, that's about it. What else can I mention? This rake cam, I don't remember this. I have to look through my old shit. But this has a 57 stamp on it, like after it was being installed. So I think it was replaced at some point. Can you guys see that? November 1st of 57. And then the ones down there have no markings on them. Those are more commonly seen. These are kind of rare. The green Otis rake cams, they're awesome. I love them. These machines are so well made. They will literally last forever. Because even if there's no parts, if it's metal, if something breaks, you weld it. Alright, this is almost an hour now. I better shut the fuck up. Apologies for the long friggin' video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh no, vamos. I turn pan shims in case I need them. I like to shim them first before I bend them, see what they like. Sorry, terrible camera, I apologize. Okay. I'd like to get this done before the hour mark if I can. Anybody who's still here, like I said, God bless you. Thank you for sticking by me. And all my old friends from, my God, 15 plus years ago that are still here. It's wild to me. The support I get online is just incredible. Like, literally a second family online as well. Yeah, I guess that's about it for me. It's an hour. That's plenty long enough. I didn't want to go this long, but I'll wrap it up. Same deal as always. Questions, comments, requests, whatever. I'm down. Should I be the typical YouTuber and just join my channel? Make sure I say like, subscribe, and click the fucking bell thing 75 times each video so that I get an extra 3 views and piss off 10 people that leave? Probably. Alright, I'm done. I apologize that this was kind of ranty in places. Not my goal, but I think I told the stories pretty well of what I do know. And last time I'm saying it, questions, comments, requests, whatever, hit me up. I'm down for whatever. And I really love you guys. I mean it. Thank you guys all for your support over the years and all you've done. I've had the honor of meeting a few of you, and I know more plan to come, and it's awesome. So much love as always, guys. Thanks so much again for everything, and I'm out of here. Alright guys, thanks again. Peace.